Fortunately, we saw with the penalty that it kind of maybe a bit too far from him.
The game's in the balance at that stage, isn't it? OK, let's go to the Luzhniki. Let's speak to our friend Slaven Bilic, who's with Ryan Giggs at the stadium. And Slav, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Let's show you what happened. Before I ask you how you feel, let's have a look at the goal on the stroke of half-time, the decision, which was so absolutely instrumental. And we're just going to show everybody at home again what happened with the VAR goal with Nesta Pitana. What is your reading as we see the replay here, Slaven, of the whole situation?
Well, I said before that I'm a friend of VAR, and I see them given and not given. For me, of course, as a Croatian, the distance between Perisic and the striker is not enough for Perisic to be able to see that ball and to drop his hand. So for me, especially on this stage like the World Cup final, it's got to be a stonewall penalty, which obviously it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
So it's one of those, Slaven, that it's not a clear and obvious error not to have given it in the first place. So you're a bit perplexed as to why he's changed his mind, as it were.
Yeah, a little bit. But then again, I don't want to be a hypocrite. You know, if you remember Denmark against Australia, I said it was a pen. So I seen them given. And well, it's the a little bit unfairness of the VAR until we get used to it.
Because it's the seminal moment. It's the moment which changes the game, Slaven, isn't it? Because at that stage, you've got back into it at 1-1. You might get to half-time at 1-1. Who knows what might happen in the second half? So are you always going to be thinking what might have been in this match?
Look, the last 20 years we spent thinking about how Lilian Thuram scored a couple of goals against us. So make no mistake, we're going to think about it, and it's going to haunt us for years. You know, definitely.
You've got Ryan next to you, of course. Ryan, what are your thoughts on that particular decision, which, of course, was so game-changing?
Yeah, I thought it was a joke of a decision. You know, you could see I think Gary touched on it at half-time when he's unsure. He goes back to have another look, but he goes back to have another in slow motion. Everything looks 10 times worse in slow motion. They should show it in real time, because there's no way he can get his hand out of the way in real time. I think it's Matuidi who's going to head it, and for me, it's no way a penalty. No way.
Never.
Yeah, there's that issue about he is supposed to watch it in real time. Now, he may have watched it in real time, but as you said, then ultimately watched it in slow motion. Slava, what's your overall view of the way that Croatia played?
Look, I think we've done well. We played well. To be fair, many people are saying that Croatia doesn't have enough class to become a world champion. But for me, neither does France. You know, for me, France was better than Croatia only from the moment when they scored the third goal till Lloris mistake. And we are talking about 10 minutes. They were better, and thanks for Lloris mistake that we came back in the game. But before, in the beginning of the game, in the whole first half and in the beginning of the second half, it was us who dominate and who didn't create a lot. It's hard to create chances against them. But they didn't impress me apart from individual class of Mbappe, Griezmann, and maybe Giroud, who was holding a lot of balls and had good clicks and all that. But I'm proud of our display. We done well. I'm not talking about the tournament. I'm talking about the game today. And we had our chances. We were unlucky to concede a couple of strange goals. Bad referee's decision. But congratulations to France, of course.
Ron, that's the case, isn't it? Quite often when a team loses in a big match like this, the team will be full of self-recrimination. We didn't play well enough, we froze, we didn't show what we were capable of. That's not the case with Croatia today, is it? They actually played very well and they were very unlucky.
No, France froze, I thought, especially early on. Croatia, I think, surprised everyone with pressing quite high up. And France, the 10 minutes, maybe they hit a bit of a rhythm. But other than that, it was Croatia controlling the tempo, controlling everything. Perisic was outstanding. He was outstanding, working hard, obviously scoring the goal. So Croatia, can go home, be proud of what they've done in this tournament, and hold their heads high when they go back.
Exactly. I mean, the fact is, the best example is Kante. I never seen Kante so, how can I say, tired, poor. He wasn't dominant. And for me, Deschamps made a key decision when he put Nzonzi in. He gave them composure. He gave them balance from the defense to the midfield and to attack. And if Kante was not dominating, and he's always dominating, that proves that Croatia also had legs in this game.
Slaven, I'll just ask you one more. Is this inevitably and sadly the end of an era? You look at the ages, particularly Modric. I mean, the end of an era when it comes to the World Cup, particularly Modric, Mandzukic, Rakitic, who knows? Do you feel like this wonderful generation which you brought into the Croatian team has come to its natural end, maybe?
Look, with Modric, you know, although I've seen Pirlo or Giggsy, I'm next to me, he's a man who played great football at 39 or whatever, and we have those examples, Pirlo, but probably this is Luka's last World Cup. But look, we're such a small country, but 20 years ago we were talking after our bronze medal, no way that we're going to produce Boban, Prosinecki, Šuker and the players like that, Asanovic, but then we produced them. Modric, Rakitic and all that, so it's going to be very difficult for us to produce.
Back home will be inspired by this.
Big time. But it's going to be hard for us to produce new Modric, but he's unique in the world from my point of view. But that's gonna, as Ryan said, that's gonna inspire to play the players. Football is anyway popular, but this is gonna give again a big boost to the kids to start playing football.
OK, thank you very much, Slaven. We'll see you later. Thank you, Ryan, as well. Interesting what Ryan was saying there. That he felt actually France had won 4-2. He felt the French froze a little bit, actually.
Well, I'd like to freeze every week and win 4-2.
And the World Cup. Yeah.
Listen, I wouldn't agree with that. We give credit to Croatia. They played very well throughout the game. But this game at this level is about winning. France have won the game, and let Croatia take all the plaudits. Yeah. They've got the winners' medal, the French boys.
We'll just tell everybody we're waiting for the dignitaries to arrive. The presentation's going to take some time. None of that would surprise anybody. All that sort of malarkey takes a long time to get ready.
Croatia have done brilliantly to get to a final, and they deserve all the respect in the world. But it felt to me like a middleweight fighting a heavyweight. That there were a lot of really good-looking punches. They were more nimble, they were quicker. But then when the heavyweight threw the punch, through Griezmann, through Pogba, through Mbappe, they were knockout blows. And it just felt to me like whatever France needed to do to win that game, they were going to win it. And they were just more powerful, stronger, just more, you just felt as though they were going to win the game. And I accept the decision was bad and it's tough on Croatia, but I do feel France have been the best team.
Yep. A good big and will always be a good little in boxing, as we know. Here's the Pogba goal.
Yeah,
pass of the game.
That is the pass of the tournament, and not about the game. It's just brilliant. And then he follows it in. Modric tries to get back, but he just gets a little bit distracted by the edge of the box and goes in. And then Pogba's clever enough just to wait for the ball to come to him. Gets a little bit of luck, but then just bends it round Modric's leg.
And what about the goal? What about the goalkeeper?
Well, he's going back the other way now.
Himself.
It's too late.
Too late.
As soon as he's going the other way, he's kind of in the air. I mean, that happens in a split second. Now he's set. It's past him. And it's a brilliant finish. But the ball that he hit out was just sensational.
Absolutely fantastic. And that's what it means. At 3-1 then, they knew really that unless something absolutely...
And I don't mind Pogba dancing now. It's, you know.
That's fine.
He's entitled to it. He's entitled to have a dance.
Can he do his hair now? He's won the World Cup.
He can do whatever the hell he wants with his hair.
Sorry, this morning, you're on social media. I know you weren't on social media.
That would be the story of the World Cup.
But you see that the adverts have come out this morning of Mbappe and Pogba.
Yeah.
And they're going into this game thinking, I'm going to win this World Cup. I'm going to be the star. They're built to be that way. So Pogba loves these type of moments. And to me, they've grabbed the moment, they've grabbed the opportunity, and they will be the stars out of this tournament.
I do feel for Croatia because, like you're saying about the middleweight, heavyweight stuff, sometimes you do need a bit of luck. You look at Griezmann, with the free kick, and then they took full advantage of that. Penalty could have been so different.
Yeah.
But if I'm sitting there and it was England and final those things happened to us, I'd be absolutely livid.
We might have to be tying you down.
I think Slav's been very magnanimous, but they've been unlucky.
But what Ryan said then, in the first half, I think we were also they took it. The first 20 minutes they pressed, and Croatia looked like they're dangerous with their Rebic and Perisic either side. They looked like they were really at them, and so I get what he's saying about that. I kind of agree with up until that's why it goes back down to 1-1, and that decision when it just before half time is so pivotal in the way. Yes, they were going to probably overpower them second half, but that decision to change the game, you go in at half time, you're 2-1 down, all of a sudden you're like, and they came out and tried to play, they're going to leave gaps, and then the powerhouse that is France took over.
Look, we've been accustomed over these last 10 years to think that possession is the dominating factor in a game because of obviously what Spain has done, and when Germany were there and they had the influence of obviously Pep Guardiola. But actually in this World Cup it's turned a little bit. Moments, counter-attacking. Croatia are always going to probably have more of the ball. They're always going to press France back. France have counter-attacked on them and punched them and knocked them out. And that's a tactic of winning a football match. Don't allow the possession to fool us into thinking that France weren't in control of that game.
It was Oscar Tabarez of Uruguay who kept on at this World Cup saying it's overrated. They found the World Cup.
Roberto Martinez said, it's anti-football type comments after the game. France, no. France are in control whilst not having possession.
Philippe Lahm, the winner, the World Cup winning captain of 4 years ago. It'll soon be in the hands of Hugo Lloris, the fourth goalkeeper to captain a World Cup winning team. And Mbappe 4 goals, Pogba 4 goals, and Mbappe's fourth to make it 4-1. Absolutely fantastic. And something I know, Ian, that you were loving watching Mbappe. You wanted him to score, didn't you? Because he's just age 19, this tyro, to be doing what he's doing on this stage.
Yeah, and like we've seen his ability, we've seen how good he is, see how much space he's in there, and then you look at it here. This is, he's just kind of giving him the eyes, and it's a super goal. Something I can only dream of myself. Look, just scored in there.
So what you're saying is he's shaped to bend it to Subotic's left.
What it looks like there, the goalkeeper might think that he's going to try and bend it around him because he's in the way, but he's just gone the other way. He's just driven it back into the goalkeeper's near post. It's a clever finish.
Great finish, Roy.
Yeah.
He hit that so cleanly.
Yeah, you're also hoping, though, your goalkeeper might make a save during the game. The goalkeeper made a save today, which doesn't help. But excellent strike. And, you always say to players, hit the target, you've got a chance.
Yes.
And he's done that well.
Yeah.
We're missing that midfielder, what everybody knew we needed to have. We got players like Dele and Lingard who are trying to play that 10 role to create behind Harry Kane. We got a good side of the draw, and we had a nice ride. It was amazing. I loved it. Winning the penalty shootout for me was something that I was really pleased with. Because I just could not take another loss. But I'm quite pleased that Gareth has got building blocks. He's built some to move on from.
I've not changed my thoughts from the first two things I said after the game the other night. That proud of how the team played, overachieved, but I hope they're not taking to their grave with them. We were 20 minutes from a World Cup final. That's the only thing that I hope for them. That they're not taking those words with them in the next 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years of their lives, and they can get there and go that extra step one day.
I think before the tournament, everyone was saying quarterfinals, this, that, and the other, and they have overachieved. They got to the semi-final, brilliant. But it was never going to be about this tournament. Whether we got a favourable draw or we didn't, and we were 20 minutes away or not, it was always going to be in 4 years' time. Gareth pointed that out way before we came in.
Been pointed out regularly, hasn't it?
Absolutely, and that's been lost in all of the excitement, quite rightly so. And we've got all carried away and gone brilliant, and we've gone with the ride. It's been amazing. But when we start looking back on the cold heart of day and start saying, well, actually, yeah, it is about 4 years' time. We have got all these hurdles to get over with creative midfield players, etc. It's been a brilliant learning curve for them, and they got to a semi-final, so fantastic.
You had a very good debate the other day with Ian about it all, about whether, well, not just Ian, but everybody back in England was getting carried away with things. What would your assessment be of England's World Cup?
I just agree with what the lads have just said. I think they had a very good World Cup, but they also have a long way to go. And they're talking about what will happen in 2 or 4 years' time. Strange enough, the progression of these players will not depend on Gareth Southgate. It's what they do week in, week out with their clubs. And unless these players are playing, as I said, regularly on top-level football, England are still going to, find it hard to bridge that gap.
So they may have to decide, those players, what sort of clubs they want to play for. Do they want to play regularly at maybe a club the next step down to make sure they're sharp for international football, or they're happy to be in a squad for a big club?
Ideally, they need to be playing regularly at a big club, if not certainly playing regularly. And a lot of these players aren't doing that.
OK, we've had some really entertaining moments over the past 4 weeks of this World Cup. Here are some of the best bits you might have missed, or you would like to relive. Terrific.
He did apologise to me afterwards.
He didn't apologise to me. Yeah.
If there's one memory, it doesn't have to be a goal or a game, one memory you take away from the Russian World Cup, what would it be?
There's lots of moments. I think just the spirit of the tournament. I think a lot of teams showed a lot of class, particularly even Croatia today. I thought they were outstanding, and overall, listen, really good tournament.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, the football's been brilliant, but even this is absolutely sad. The restaurants are fantastic.
Yeah.
Everything's been wonderful, honestly. Coming through here every single day to come to sort of sit in these chairs. It's been absolutely amazing. The games have been absolutely wonderful. There's been something in every single match.
You never stop moaning about the chairs.
The chairs are a little bit.
I think the whole nation doing so well has been fantastic.
Yes.
For them. I think they themselves, they didn't expect it, and it's given the whole country a lift.
The shirts.
We've had the full range of shirts, haven't we?
Well, you know.
But as Gary says, we come through Red Square every day, past Lenin's mausoleum, you know, the enormous Red Square. We've seen fans from all around the world there, all just mixing along and having a laugh, having photographs taken and singing. That's been great, hasn't it?
I think being... I know Gary was at some of the games, but being at one of the Russian games for their national anthem, when they realised that they were in the tournament, they weren't getting knocked out, and they started to go on that roller coaster, was an amazing, just to listen to them. Said everything about the World Cup for me, and then England semi-final, and I have to agree, his shirts have been amazing.
Yeah, been through the full range of them, haven't we? We'll have to get some more a couple of years' time when, of course, the tournament finishes at Wembley. So there's a great incentive for everybody, for you as well. We wish you the best with the Republic. Thank you very much, gents. Thank you for being with us over the last few weeks. It's been our privilege. It's been great fun bringing this World Cup to you from Russia. Thank you for watching in such enormous numbers. And what a finish we had. One of the best World Cup finals ever. Well played, the French. Au revoir. See you soon.